हेलो दोस्तों। तो आज हम क्लास 12 सेकेंड टर्म का टॉपिक चैप्टर इंडियन स्ट्रगल फॉर फ्रीडम हिस्ट्री का है। तो हम कुछ क्वेश्चन आंसर्स करने वाले हैं। तो चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं। तो हमारा जो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है वो है, हाउ डिड महात्मा गांधी सीक टू आइडेंटिफाई विद कॉमन पीपल? आंसर, Gandhiji politics transformed the Indian nationalism. It represented the Indian people to non-violence, power of truth, and satyagraha, enable mass participation and mass struggle, infusing in people a sense of self-esteem and respect. People called him Mahatma. 3. He took up the issues of women, people, and poor Kheda peasantry, Ahmedabad mill walks, and Champaran peasants and salt satyagraha. He broke the British monopoly over salt. Point 4. Gandhiji aspect lifestyle helped him to identify with the common people. He dressed like them in a simple dhoti. He spoke like them. He lived like them. He walked like them, as they spent a large part of his time spinning chakra. Fifth point, constructive programs proposed to abolish the untouchability, prohibition of liquor, promotion of khadi, Hindu, Muslim harmony, etc. helped in identify with the common people. Question number 2. Why did the salt laws become an important issue of struggle? Answer. A. Poorest of poor Indian consume food that has salt as one of its prime ingredients. British government levied tax on salt, and making salt indigenously was forbidden. It was a become big burden on the poor people of India. Full stop. Point B. Some important points regarding salt law are as follows. The salt law gave a monopoly to the state of the manufacture and sale of salt. It was commodity indiscipline to rich and poor alike. It was a good tactic of mobilizing for the salt law which disliked British India. It was more oppressive tax. It deprived people of India valuable easy village industry and involved a great destruction of property that nature involved a great destruction of property that nature produces. Its destruction itself entailed national expenditure. Uh, Point 1. After a period of political passivity of non-cooperation movement, it was a perfect platform for relaunching a new phase of struggle. Salt law was the key tactic that was used for mobilization, important mobilizations of people. Fourth, Gandhiji declared a march to break salt law. He started his walking from Sabarmati ashram. He used the short satyagraha to explain the power of civil disobedience, ranging from breaking of laws. E. Gandhiji reached Dandi and picked a handful of salt 6th April in 1930. The entire country was expected and activated. It was the inauguration of civil disobedience movement. It was an unsuppressed mass movement. तो गए इस मास मूवमेंट के बारे में कुछ भी आ सकता है सेकंड टर्म में, तो वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। जो हमारा सेकंड टर्म है आपको पता ही है कि सब्जेक्टिव है, तो हम सब्जेक्टिव टाइप के क्वेश्चन कर रहे हैं। चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं। क्वेश्चन नंबर 4, व्हाई आर न्यूज़पेपर्स एन इम्पोर्टेंट सोर्स फॉर द स्टडी ऑफ नेशनल मूवमेंट? आंसर, contemporary newspapers are an important source of the study of national movement. Following points lay bare their importance as source of source of history with reference to Indian freedom movement. Many contemporary newspapers were published by those who were involved in the freedom struggle. For example, National Herald was published by Motilal Nehru. Further, मिस्टर जिन्ना का जो पूरा नाम था वो था मिस्टर मिस्टर अब्दुल जिन्ना ऐसे कुछ था। इशूड डाउन। मिस्टर जिन्ना का पूरा जो नाम था वो है एम ए जिन्ना। Point two, these newspapers were mouthpieces and represented important voices of the movement. They made important source of information regarding the freedom movement. Point three, newspaper to Delhi reporting, hence their reporting is more detailed than perhaps any other source can be, as they report on extremely recent event, the change and misreporting is less. Reading different newspaper further makes our regarding balanced and free from bias. Point five, they reflect the mood of the people too. This newspaper shaped what was published and the way event were reported. Account published in a London newspaper would be different from a report in an Indian nationalist paper. Question number seven. Why were the dialogues at the round table conference inconclusive? Answer. In the British government has had the policy to review the progress of self-rule in Indies and bring reform after the gap of 10 years. This began in 1910 with Marley Minto reform and was followed in 1920 with Monget, Montague Chelmsford report. 10 years later, British government organized round table conference London for the way forward. The first round table conference took place in November 1930. The conference failed as the most important stakeholder of Indian freedom movement in the Indian National Congress was absent in the conference. The leader of the Congress were behind bars, dies to civil disobedience movement. Told the second round table conference took place in February 1931. 1 month earlier, Mahatma Gandhi was released from the jail. Hence the participated in the conference. Gandhi Irwin Pact was signed and the British government agreed to withdraw salt law partly, but the agreement came under criticism as it did not talk about complete independence of India. Third, Third and the most important roundtable conference took place in the later part of 1931. The new constitutional developments were not agreed upon. The main reason was that the other participants of the conference described Congress as representative of small group of Indians and not the entire population. The major voice of dissent was the Muslim League that claimed itself the sole representative of the Muslim in India. Dr. B. Ambedkar claimed himself the sole representative. Question number 8. How was non-cooperation a form of protest? Answer. Gandhiji believed that British Empire in India could survive as long as the local people were cooperating with the foreign rule. Non-cooperation, cooperating with the British government was the beacon it and also the protest against the same following point explain how it was a protest non-cooperation movement came along with the Khilafat movement. The British has not seen Hindu-Muslim unity of this level. Ever in history, the protest of the people was unified, cutting across communities and a great scale. People boycotted the pillars and symbols of British rule, court, elects, and government offices. Lawyers stopped going to court, and students stayed away from colleges. At many places, alternate arrangements were done to solve litigation out of court. Further, many education institutions were established by the leaders of freedom struggle, where students can study. One of them in Jamia Millia University in Delhi, which exists today as one of the most reputed institutes of higher education in India. In people boycotted tax collection also and they refused to pay taxes. This non-cooperation movement was kind of protest. Thank you, दोस्तों. इसी के साथ हम मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो पे बहुत जल्द। हो गया।